The stories of the women of Solomon Islands are rarely told. There are hundreds of these stories, each one as unique as the diverse culture and traditions from which these women originate. In this series, we listen to women as they tell of their experiences and their views on issues past and present.
Traditionally, women are recognized, they are valued, they are the basis for the security of tribes, security of resources, because they give birth to the next generation.
Our culture places strong emphasis on the daughter far more than the sons, because they look at women as the foundational or the key person who provides for the family and for the communities.
The role of women was also very much recognized, and they are there to teach young children the basic skills of survival, basic skills of being a useful member of the community, and basic skills of caring and sharing.
Suppose osem imi lukim context block custom osem hem prepare women for work for supporting family and homes. Hem bara prepare mo tayo lo side lo education lo side lo home ya, how for managing homes, how for working garden, for cutting firewood, for provide for the family. O kita bara prepare good of the woman ya lo osem mi follow lo hard work ya place mi fa grow up lo hem, because you must collecting firewood and every garden lo mainland, and you paddle every day. So teaching you how to work really hard.
Long area me come from, long West Coast. Time me small, me stop with the family below me, and then me walk alongside long mommy below. One mommy below me him do him now one me by millennium. Because mommy below me him telling me, you must learn for walk along garden. You looking one name him do him, you do him too. By me cut firewood, by you help him. You feed him pick, walk below him to follow. Cooking, motu, washing of something, him walk below woman and you follow the girls. Me look follow and me hearing one mommy and granny tell them, so me follow up. Then look at the boys, walk below walk alongside long garden na long garden. By got the brass, cut down, cut firewood, carry firewood come, walk below at the daddy and at the boys at the brothers.
In the cultural context, the daughter is always with the mother. In the home, in the garden, while patting the gun with the two are quite strongly attached. And it is the hand skill that the mother passes on to the daughter.
There are certain activities that are supposed to be done by men, but our tradition does not say that we the women should not go hunting, or should not be cutting down big trees, or we should not be, doing some of the things that the men do. We are allowed to do that. We have a choice to do that. But as we advance, we have this clear demarcation of what is the role of the man and what is the role of the women. And it seems to be that, you cannot cross that, but that is not culture and tradition.
One full experience where him happened, where him helping me for looking custom, not negatively, but very positively now. Time grandfather blow me him come for pass him on now. I think blessings blow him or good wishes blow him, lo family blow me fala. And usually, what have we doing for the boys? But time grandfather blow me come, him ask that me and brother blow me everyone lo there, and then him pass him on now. This fella traditional blessing blow him for me to brother blow me everyone. So time me look him that one, him helping me for look him custom very positively. That him something him no discriminate yeah. In the way my grandfather translated it and applied what custom was to him helping me for looking that a custom him good something no more yeah, or him including me and my brother.
I was never conscious of that when I was growing up, in the sense that of being a woman or being a girl child, or the girl in the family, that my place was sort of secondary to my brother. So in whatever decisions, even in community sort of roles that my father had to contribute towards, he would also seek my views, even when I was growing up, when we were small.
So when people argue that culture does not support women, for Arare, that argument is not true. Culture really promotes women and highlight the important roles they play. They have their position in culture.
And probably we don't talk about equal, but they have responsibilities that complement each other in tradition.
Christianity came to Solomon Islands in the mid-19th century. It was to change the entire way of life for whole communities and introduce different roles for both men and women.
The church has changed the role of women, the traditional role of women, from what it used to be into what it is at the time being. At those days, they didn't have a good understanding of what is the role of women and their place in society before they make these changes that has made women into a very submissive lot, and they are relegated to the kitchen, so to speak, to care for the child and to be a homely mother, which is not wrong too. And I think it's the manner in which we have confused ourselves between what the church teaching and what the traditional teaching is. I think that too has gone a long way to contribute to our men regard women. But at the same time, the church also was the first initiator of women in development or the advancement of women.
Along with religion, the missionaries brought formal education. Between 1948 and 1968, the churches took up the challenge of educating girls.
It was the church that encouraged women to go to school. This the formal education. So church play a role in encouraging, and in some cases, forcing parents, please send your girls to school. So this is something that we must give credit to the church.
Everybody that went to school for the Methodist, after standard 6, standard 7, they get sent to Kiili. There is a school in Bougainville where all the girls get sent, and they went to that place to learn leadership, to learn vocational skills, and all of that before they come back, and to learn to be teachers or crafts teachers.
One challenge I saw with us was that because Dad was working full-time for the church, he did not have the finance to pay for school fees. And that's when school fees were introduced for the high schools, forms 1 to up. So that was a situation where he had to make a choice with the limited funds that he had at the time between my brother and me. So it was a factor in terms of financing education by gender.
Background education belum me no much attending good education. Same school belum me, same Italian finish. Find education me kat kam lo busna time 11 years old starting lo suba that for time. Then go local tabe and then continue on. Me kasim standard 7 no man then finish. That then man belum me allow me for go education na. Even that seleba me to follow boka cross la island and come lusim lo suba in order for me carry education on that flat time.
At high school in King George VI School, there were from Choiseul there were 3 of us. The others who were Choiseulese King George, the parents are here in Oniara, so they didn't need to go home. But for those of us who have to go home, the MV Ork, they call it, this is a big ship that the school chartered, took all of us, the Western Province students, and we will go home dropping everybody up at picking points. And when we get dropped there, there is no more mission boat or anything like that to take us home. So the men would paddle from my village in a big dugout canoe, then they will come and pick us up. And this is not just our parents, it's a community thing. And they pick us up, and then we drop people up. So we'll drop Alison up first because that's a village. Then me and Eileen will keep on going. And we get to my village, another relay team come to pick Eileen up to get her to a village around the corner. So that's what the men did. For us women, they really did look after us. And there was pride in these men just to come home and paddle us home, because we were seen as the children of our own particular place. So looking back, I can say that, I wouldn't have made it without this good-natured man who came and did this thing for us, and without the looking after that I've had.
Grand auntie Blomi na hem talem daddy Blomi fono worry for sending me go to school because me gele no ma, but daddy Blomi talem him that me must go to school, although me gele me must go to school same osem brother Blomi. So me go receive him education lo classroom, but lo same time me receive him education too lo home, lo expectations we ota garem for ogata gele.
Become long home, long Peochakuri village or Semitalem. Me sabe sam fala Kastom, and me no sabe seleva. Mami Blomi and Grand Blomina twal talemi. Ta Kastom Blomi fala.
I think I must give credit to my father who pushed us, his daughters, to go to school. And he encouraged us to go to school and to learn skills in writing and reading, and maybe to pursue education.